Hi, I am Elisa Marshall. I am the owner and co-founder of Maman here in New York City. We decided to name it Maman as well because during our brainstorm meeting, we were talking about the recipes, we were talking about the space, and everything was really reflective of our childhood. All of the dishes that we wanted to have on the menu, we kept saying, oh, my mom used to make this, my mom used to make that, no, my mom had this blue and white china, and at our home growing up, we had this beautiful vintage barnwood table with all mismatched vintage chairs, and we kept reminiscing on our childhood. And the word mama just kind of kept coming out. My husband is French, so he definitely says it nicer with a better accent than I do. But for those of you who don't know, it means mother in French, and we really did this as a tribute to our moms, in hopes that we could kind of take some of the spirit and wonderful lessons that they taught us and the feeling of home that they've embodied in us and bring it to others. The biggest challenge for me in terms of growth has been maintaining the charm and soul of Maman and the attention to detail and what we're known for. I think as we grow, it's definitely getting more and more difficult to maintain that neighborhood feel, maintain the aesthetic that we have by having one location. Originally we had my grandmother's china in all of the locations, and now as we get to 26 locations, it's getting more and more challenging to be sourcing, tons of vintage flatware, mismatched antique chairs. We do use a lot of vintage items throughout our decor, so finding and sourcing those items has been a challenge. It's something that really, to me, speaks to the soul and the essence of the brand. I think also our biggest challenge has been with the competition, and I think that there are so many wonderful coffee spaces in New York City to go to. Not even coffee, food for brunch, for a croissant in the morning, for a cookie after school, and there are 10 other places within a 5-minute walk from here that I'm passionate about and I love, and I think they're fabulous places. So for me, my biggest challenge in terms of growth and looking at the brand as a whole is, why would you come to Maman? What are people going to come to Maman for, in addition to just great food and great coffee? Because that's something that's very simple to find, here living in New York City. So I always constantly ask myself that question, and I'm always trying to answer that question in everything I do and really differentiate ourselves from the competition, really creating something that's more than just good food and a good cup of coffee, because to me that is what the soul of Maman is all about. So expansion has really been our primary number one goal from a global brand standpoint, and then from a back-end internal standpoint, our focus is really on growing our brand. I think really engaging with our customers, trying to find unique new ways to engage with our customers, be relevant with our customers, and really compete in this very competitive landscape of food and beverage, and especially the coffee industry in New York City. I think for us, we like to use technology as a way to further enhance our communication with our customer. We try to avoid technology when it comes to the authentic, organic experience of being around the table. Most of our locations are laptop free. We actually discourage technology in the sense of the dining environment, because we really want people to enjoy and come around the table together and share in conversation. I think everyone's always so head down on their phone. So for us, in terms of enhancing technology, it's really primarily in an operations standpoint on the back end for us, in terms of growth and feasibility, and then also from a marketing standpoint, reaching to our customers and knowing that when our customers are out there, they're always heads on their phone, and how can we communicate to our customers in more advanced format through technology to kind of embrace and bring them in and have them be in an environment where they can really let go of it and come back together and focus on the togetherness. I think for us, it's a fine balance. I think for our brand, because we're so much about being wholesome. I don't want to have TV screens showcasing our menu and QR codes plastered up everywhere. It's actually funny. I've always been so anti-QR codes, saying I'll never have them. I don't like menus, and I want, paper menus. I want authenticity, and I want it to have more of a tangible experience and to push away from technology. But then you see from a business standpoint the advantages that technology had, and also how old I am and how old I'm getting, knowing that, you have to kind of evolve and you have to keep up with the times, and you have to understand and realize that everyone is integrating technology and using it in their daily lives. So I think that there's a fine line of staying up in advance with the times. And I hope, I personally think, and I hope others think, that we do it tastefully. It's a nice balance. I don't want to become this, online technology-driven restaurant that is all about fast-paced and new, and that is our main focus. I want our focus still to be, the soul of Maman, and embody that spirit that we offer, whereas we just use it to help enhance our business as opposed to having it be a primary part of our business. I think why we decided to start working with Lunchbox was, as just mentioned previously, technology was a new realm for us. It was something that we never embraced in our brand. We never really wanted to embrace it because, the ethos of our brand was really stemmed on going back to the roots of bringing people together around the table. So for us, it was a little bit of a challenge, and we knew if we wanted to integrate technology, firstly, for me, the most important thing was making sure that we could still tell our brand story that way. And I think why we loved specifically working with Lunchbox was the amount of creativity that it offered from us to really tell our brand story through their platform. So from the pictures, from the fonts to the coloring, it really allowed us to customize and still be very true to ourselves and be very true to our brand, and hopefully create that brand experience that you would have coming into a Maman, and that multi-sensory experience that you have directly, through a tablet and through the ordering process, from pop-up that you have to the icon on the app, to the photos where you still see, our beautiful blue and white china, the little imagery that we use to check out, to the order actually being delivered to your doorstep in a beautiful branded bag. So for me, what was important, what we were looking for in a tech partner, was to really make sure that we could integrate that brand of Maman into all different aspects of it without it losing its soul. I think our loyalty program has been one of my favorite benefits that Lunchbox has offered. We went from using the old-fashioned stamp cards, which I think everybody has, that people would have in their wallets and lose, and we had these little bunny die-cut stamps that the stores would lose every week, and we'd have to order them and replace them, and it was a 2-week lead time because I insisted on having a custom bunny shape. So there were a lot of logistics behind it that thankfully Lunchbox has made so seamless. They're not going to be losing their punch cards, and it really was a great way to kind of centralize that whole system and process. And then I think from an ease of ordering standpoint, being in a city such as New York, it's a go, 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 and no one wants to wait in line, and we are in a very fortunate position where sometimes we can have lines out the door wrapping around the corner. So I think having a technology service really allows us to provide better service to our customers. And we can only make coffee so quickly, and we only have so many baristas in our space. So the ability for someone to order online and have it ready when they want to come and pick it up, and not have that experience of waiting in line, which oftentimes ends up being a negative experience. So that has really kind of helped to increase the overall brand experience for our customer. So we're really excited to embrace Lunchbox 2.1 and take advantage of the new catering interface that they have. So we're hoping to move our catering department primarily to Lunchbox for a much smoother and more seamless customer and back-end experience. And then how we're really trying to communicate Lunchbox to our customers is through a few ways. I think definitely with all of our other third-party apps that we're using in terms of delivery, is we're really trying to push them back to downloading the Maman app through Lunchbox by customized postcards. So every order has a postcard in it with a QR code telling them all about our app, the discounts that we offer as well. So we do offer a $5 off discount in terms of downloading. We have A-frame signs out in the front of all of our stores. And then in addition to that, what we're learning now is we're really trying to target the marketing to our app to the different customers that we have. For example, we just opened up in Georgetown, where that location seems to be super excited about getting a free item. So as opposed to the free $5 off, it's a free cookie when you download the app. And people are very eager to try some of our new items there. Whereas at a place like our Rockefeller Center location, that's very commercial driven and a lot of suits who are on the go, for them it's really communicating the skip the line and order in advance. So we're really kind of targeting different marketing strategies for our different locations as to how the app can assist that specific clientele. I definitely think the backend process for us is going to be the biggest advantage of the new 2.1 program. Catering for us is a huge portion of our business, and something that, you know, logistically takes a lot more from our team on the back office to facilitate. So having that being able to be streamlined through technology from A to Z, from a customer ordering standpoint to a payment processing standpoint. Another reason why we decided to go with that and are working so closely with Lunchbox as well is its integration to Toast, which is our POS provider that we use. And for us, that was something that's really important and is really much a time saver for us to embrace technology that's just so seamless and can speak to our back-end reporting system, can speak to, you know, through our Toast system, through Restaurant 365, and really helps from a customer standpoint in terms of, you know, the ordering process. It skips the having to send the brochures and the follow-up and the asking questions of the specific items and can you send me a picture of what this item looks like, and having it all in one place for the customer. It really eliminates a lot of time on the back and forth for our catering department. And then from a back end perspective is, you know, as mentioned, it just makes it a much smoother and seamless transaction. The less third-party apps and technology that we have to deal with, the better. I think having multiple different interfaces, multiple different reporting systems can be very complex on the back office. And, you know, our goal when looking to bring on any new technology system into the company is how it can integrate into multiple different departments and how we can integrate it into multiple different platforms. Having, you know, many different reporting systems can just be a logistical nightmare, and can also be very counterproductive for us because it can be overwhelming in terms of the amount of information. So having our ordering process all be seamless, from Uber Eats to Grubhub to, you know, our own app, and having that all be concentrated into one platform for us will be, you know, a game changer from a logistic back-end and reporting standpoint. We do have some expansion plans underway, which I'm sure you assumed. One of our most exciting expansions is in DC. So we're really growing there quite a bit. We just recently opened Bethesda in Georgetown. And we also have Union Market. In addition to that, we have about 3 more locations in the DC area with big, beautiful commissary that we're opening there as well to really support a more vast catering program in the DC area. Greenwich, Connecticut is also going to be a next suburb that we're going to be opening, and following that, we're just very opportunistic. We're really waiting to see what fun, great opportunities knock at our door. Primarily, you know, looking in New York, but we're definitely open to going elsewhere as well.